So this is the first podcast I'm going to make that will be a YouTube video and a podcast. So I was impressed with someone putting up a image talking about 2024 being the year of the dragon, and we're already in September, and it has certainly been a year of the dragon. And for those who so right now I'm kind of going through the end of a sickness, and this happened because I had been purging some massive energies that I came through. I consider myself a dragon energetically, in whatever form that you can recognize. I understand it on a very deep level. There are many of us who, all time is linear, is not linear. I mean, all time happens at the same. All realms are happening at the same, all dimensions. And so in some dimensions, we are dragons. In some dimensions, we are galactics. In some dimensions, we're elementals, and, so on and so forth. So this is how I have learned how to tap into my other pieces of self. And so over time, and what do dragons do? Dragons purify, they change, they clarify. Dragons came in, not the dragons of like, Lancelot and King Arthur and all this. No, we're talking about, galactic dragons, these energetic beings that have come back, quote unquote, come back to this time in right now to help transmute and uplift the collective, this earth vessel, this thing that we call earth. And so what I have seen so far is the year of the dragon. No, we have not had physical dragons stomping around on the ground, but have we? We have not seen, this thing that you see on TV, but look, we now have this popularity. I mean, dragon things are more popular than they've ever been. This new wave coming in is almost like an acceptance of something to come, and apologies for all the background noise. I need to get my equipment back together. I've been on quite a bit of a hiatus. So like I said, this is kind of a beginning. So where have I seen the dragons? I've seen the dragons in you and I. I've seen dragons, when you see that person who goes above and beyond what is completely expected of them, when you see that person who does something so miraculous, like you can't even imagine it, when you're so this season, since last year, I started into medical school because I knew that me as a dragon needed to fly into the Western medicine, the Western medical field, and transmute, understand all concepts and transmute as much as I can and anchor that into the collective. And, that's a deep, deep thought. That's a deep thought. And I found that there are many that have done that. As a matter of fact, when I started working at a hospital in between, I started to recognize, and this is something that I did a while back, I did candle work to help me recognize the energy signature of another and other higher realm abilities, to help me on my journey. And these are all things that, I still am able to do for others. I just need to have a request done, and I can do this candle work in request for you, knowing that you must know, though, that there is some purging, because when you receive new gifts, there needs to be a releasing of density and heaviness, old thought patterns, old things that you have been clinging on to. So anyway, in the hospital system, I would look around and I would see who the forerunners were. Who are the ones who are standing up against things? Who are the ones who were, breaking the rules, but in a way that was for the better of all, the dragons. I would look and I would see a nurse running into a room for me, because I'm standing there breaking a rule because I'm not supposed to touch a patient because I didn't have my certifications yet. But yet I wasn't about to let this person be harmed, hurt themselves, or hurt their healing or whatever. So having a nurse run in and I look at her and I see, you're one of me, you're one of us. And then the nurse knowing what I'm doing is not necessarily what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm doing something that is necessary. We are changing the idea of what healthcare looks like, that it is hands-on, that it is love, that it's not about following every single letter of the rule, that has been imparted to us. Because when at the end of the day, we leave the hospital and we say, did I help someone or did I just follow the rules? Because sometimes those rules don't help. They don't help someone. So I've seen over and over and over, I've seen dragons in my, when I went to my externship, I saw in every single person in that building different types of dragons. From the manager, who was kind of a little bit more rough, disciplinarian type of a dragon, to the mother dragon within the one doctor and two of the medical assistants. They were able to take away fear from these small children when they were receiving procedures, from a very medical strong dragon in another male doctor. He was amazing to be able to understand and work with autistic children on a level like I've never seen before. And then one sort of happy, friendly, musical dragon was another doctor who actually had a band on the side, and her voice, I could hear the levels of healing and transmutation and anchoring in healing, and sound healing. If you're listening to this podcast, you're in understanding of the things we can do with our voice, with our energy, with our body, with our sight, with our senses, right? So it was just amazing to me that every single one of them had a purpose there, right? I spoke of this, the male dragon. He also went and spoke at venues about, certain things that were up and coming in the medical field, and explaining about children's health and whatnot, and transmuting the fears around certain illnesses and sicknesses and whatnot. And then just all of them, this ability to just heal and take care of these children, it was amazing. And then, and how they all functioned together, how they all kind of functioned together, and none of them knew what they were, but I could see so clearly what they all were. And in multi-levels, I only pointed out the dragon aspects because it seemed to be a common denominator between them all. And I think that that's what we need in this moment right now, is this heavy dragon energy, obviously, because, it is this year of the dragon, and you see how popular it is in main culture. I can go on and on with all my different examples of how the year of the dragon has brought people. A couple of years back, there was a group on Facebook, and some very heavy hitters came together, and I can say that these heavy hitters have gone on to do amazing things in their own right, not necessarily like being in the public eye, but just in their own small world, teaching others and spreading that energy. You know, a few years back, a lot of us saw a collective energy come through a portal or through a slip, and I don't know what to call it, a slip in everything that we know, all dimensions, all realities, all whatever. This slip was through it all. And when this little chasm opened, all of these energies came in as a unit, thousands and thousands and thousands of wisps of dragon energy, and they came to this earth and they sat atop each one of the humans that were going to be having this dragon energy around them for whatever purpose. And each person, each dragon, it was in their whatever you want to call it, to find this, if that was for their lifetime. And if they didn't, they didn't. There was no that this has to be done. It was choice, free choice, as it always is. And I think that's where a lot of the spiritual community, not saying that it gets it wrong, because nothing is wrong and nothing is right. Everything is as it is. But when we try to say one person's journey should be like someone else's, that's where we kind of get ourselves in trouble. So many of us saw all these energies come in and then, anchor themselves to these people. And I wouldn't call it a walk-in. It's not even like a walk-in. It's just, it is. There is a dragon there. There is, and if you want it, you can call it a dragon energy if you want. Some people will say that that's like seraphim energy. Some people will just say that it's this powerful frequency that this multi-universe, this place, this thing that we are within, this thing, when I say this thing, I mean all dimensions, all realms, all layers, all everything. We have never seen this before. We've had little hints of it here and there, but not like it came in a few years back. And it's been accumulated. It's been coming together, because there's time. You need time to recognize your dragon. You need time to come into this piece of yourself, So anyway, that being said, that's the end of this podcast. That's the end of this, what I wanted to say about the year of the dragon, because, we have not necessarily seen stomping, pounding, humongous lizard-looking creature, but we have seen in the sky, visions. We've seen clouds and lights and rainbows and things just look a little more than they should. And that is what it is. This is this energy that is becoming more and more real as more and more of us come into this energy and anchor it into our own sense of self. Whether we understand it and recognize it the way I'm speaking of it, or that you're just living your life, but you're walking in a different, higher frequency, so to speak. And when I say higher frequency, it's not like this is better than the other. It's just what it is, So yeah, this is the year of the dragon. Many, many millions, I'm going to say that millions of people have been walking in the steps of dragons. They have been, because that is why you see so much on television, which I don't watch, but I hear about it. there's so much dis-ease because those powers that want to keep us in fear are throwing all the last-ditch efforts they can. But the reality of it, if you step away from medias of all sorts and you look at fellow man, fellow human, you will see that we are different and we are love and we are changing this earth, this place that we call home is becoming a home. We are seeing it because everything is breaking down. We worry about the foods that we eat, the things that we're putting in our bodies, the vaccines, all these different things. But the truth of the matter is that our frequency vibrates so much higher than anything that can be put in our body. And if we just recognize and understand that, we can heal everything. And that is the final end result of a higher or a healed planet, of a healed all of this. Thank you and have a wonderful afternoon, morning, wherever you may be.